Speaking with Phillies pitching prospect Trevor May. When I spoke with you last year, we talked about your pitching repertoire. You were kind of a mainly fastball, curveball guy before you got in, I guess, in the Philly system, or maybe with Lakewood, and then you were throwing in the changes to mix things up, and you were working on it. Is that still the case, and how is the progress going with the pitching repertoire, and is it the same menu there with those three pitches?
Yeah, basically it's the same three pitches. It's a lot more location-based these days. It's not a, off-speed pitch called and just you put the target right down the middle. It's more of a, trying to throw breaking pitches to spots, throwing them, 0-0 counts, burying a curveball when you need to, or just throwing one for a strike, things like that. As for the quantity I throw just as many changeups as I threw last year. It's a good pitch to have, especially if you're a guy that relies on a pretty heavy fastball. So, the repertoire's the same, but I think that command of those pitches has gotten a lot better. And, I'm able to throw them in different counts than I was last year, and getting them not less, but instead of just for strikeouts, to get into situations where the runners are, or whatever, get them to hit it where I want it. That's good.
Definitely not trying to hate on what you're telling me, but you're talking about kind of enhanced location and stuff like that. But record in the walks might not show it, and maybe the ERA was kind of just a lot different than last year. You were kind of shining, and maybe this year, obviously not so much if you're getting assigned back to Lakewood to work on some things. So just kind of explain the outlook there, and maybe why you would say that.
Clearwater, first of all, it's higher level. Lots of guys don't make it out of low A, and they stay there for certain reasons. There's a lot of hitters that make adjustments a lot faster. There's, like I said, it's hot. It's so hot that sweating becomes a whole new factor that I've never experienced before. Even being from Washington, I've never sweat as much as I sweat there. I know. The walk counts are just kind of outrageous, and a lot of different factors came in that. And it's not even, a lot of times it wasn't even lack of control. It was situations. Two guys straight get out real quick, and then lack of focus for a little bit. A lot of things like that. But I feel like my confidence in throw pitches whenever I want. There's a lot of 3-2 changeups, a lot of 3-2 curveballs, a lot, stuff I didn't do last year because I could just rely on my fastball. And like I said, the hitters were better, and they can jump on, hard fastballs. I mean, if you throw 100 in that league, I'm sure you wouldn't have too much trouble. But I'm not a guy that throws 100, so I feel like, and like you said with the record and the ERA. It was when it was good, it was really good, and when it was bad, it was really bad. And that's, it was a roller coaster in every sense of the word, and that, peaks and valleys. Peaks were real high, and I'd have games where I just absolutely could not be touched. And if I wasn't walking people, then I wasn't giving up runs. But if I give a few walks and leave one fastball up, less than last year, I could miss up and have to foul it off. This year it's been hit over the fence. So, and the reason I came down here is to adjust to specifically to keep the ball down and get ground balls. And I felt like I was moving in the right direction when I was in Clearwater. But like I said, when you're throwing pens and you can't grip the ball, it's hard to work on getting that ball down. So I feel like since I've been here, I've huge strides. And even in my first outing, I gave a few runs, but I got a lot more ground balls, and I felt like I was keeping the ball down. And that's my goal here. I'm going to go out in this next outing and just keep doing what I've been doing.
You got Carlos Ruiz in the house here for a couple of days, making a rehab appearance, trying to get back to his major league team. But when you got a guy like that here, spending time with the team, he's in here pregame in the locker room with you guys a lot. He was DHing, so he's on the bench a lot. Did you get a feel for maybe his approach, or did you get to pick his brain at all, or did you notice any other of your teammates doing that?
Oh yeah, I was in the dugout last night when he was inside, and he always come and discuss what he thought about the sequences, what he was calling. Because he's a big guy, he can go. He's used to guys throwing off-speed pitches for strikes 9 out of 10 times, and just having a guy like that, I actually threw with Paul Bacco. We had him last year, and he was, when we first picked him up, he was down in extended spring training when I was there, and he caught me one outing. And just having a big league guy be able to call whatever you throw and then just start calling it wherever. And it kind of gives you the confidence. And I noticed that with Zod had a different pitch different than he's ever pitched. He threw a lot off speed, and he threw a lot of strikes. And just knowing that you have that big league catcher behind you helps you throw to that spot. I mean, and he's always talking to the guys, and if he made a mistake, it's my bad, and he's coming, discussing, do you like it when I get to here? Do you like it when I set up here? Do you like throwing in? Do you like throwing out? And he's constantly communicating. I love that. That was awesome.
One last thing for you. Who was your favorite baseball player growing up?
Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan. What can you say about Nolan Ryan, man? He's always the persona I had when I was, coming in from Little League in high school. I just threw as hard as I could. He didn't throw as hard as he could, but his persona was, here it is, hit it. And I've always tried to have that my entire life. So, taken away from him, he's one of the best pitchers of all time. 7 no-hitters. Can't get any better than that.
Absolutely.